is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
There's only one way to play this game. Four of the toughest will strut their stuff this evening on Hockey Night in Canada. Eric Lindros rolls into the Forum in Montreal. He thundered through Ottawa, through Dallas, and now it's the Canadians. Lyle Odeline will surely make him a target. Among the most rugged in the NHL, the rear guard from the Habs. And there's also aggression in the feature at Toronto tonight. Ty Domi of the Winnipeg Jets will hook up with Wendell Clark. Wendell stood up for Ty at his wedding this summer, and as you know, the Leaf captain has stood up to many more, so plenty of hits are in store in the combinations this evening. However, those who command top dollar find there are two ways to play this game, and Wendell, he doesn't just hit, he scores goals. As you know, he's tied his career high of 37 in a season. He'll go for more tonight against Ty Domi. In his career, he'd scored 8 goals. This season, he's got 8, and he says Wendell told him to shave an inch off the shaft of his stick. That's why he's got the hot hand. What about Lyle Odeline? He tied Doug Harvey's assist record for 5 in a game by a rear guard for the Habs. A hat-trick this week. More on him in a moment. And Eric Lindros, the sophomore, has been outstanding. 53 games, 38 goals, 80 points. Not much else to be said about number 88. It's the Philadelphia Flyers and the Montreal Canadiens and the Winnipeg Jets at Toronto Maple Leafs. There's the scene at the Big O in Montreal, and that ties in with OD. Lyle Odeline will be a feature for us when we move to the Forum momentarily. The Jets are at Maple Leaf Gardens, where it's a capacity crowd on a Saturday night, a beautiful spring-like night in TO. Good evening and welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC Into the Gardens in Toronto. I'm Ron McLean. Two nice matchups. Philadelphia in a desperate battle to secure a playoff spot. They've got their work cut out in Montreal. And Winnipeg struggled last night. They got in at 3 in the morning to Toronto, had a meeting this morning at 11 here at the Gardens, and want to put on a nice show. And they've played Toronto tough all year. Some news out of New York, nothing to report, but both the Blues and the Canucks got together at 9:30 with arbitrator George Nicolau this morning. They made their submissions. Now they have until midnight on Monday to potentially make a trade or wait for the decision from the arbitrator. We don't know the specifics, of course, although it's supposed to be Shanahan that the Canucks are seeking, and maybe Janney in a second rounder or first rounder the other way. Don Cherry says there may well be a trade yet because Pat Quinn is still in New York. He'll fly into Chicago tomorrow for the Canucks game there. Lots of player movement this week. You can tell the playoffs are just around the corner. The deadline for trades is the 21st. Calgary swung a deal with Hartford earlier this week. 21-year-old Swede Michael Nylander, Zarley Zalapsky, and James Patrick are defensemen, both of whom have played for Dave King in the Olympic program. And there was Nylander in preparation for tonight's game with the San Jose Sharks. And we will have highlights throughout the night of Calgary's home game at the Dome. Tim Cheveldae and Dallas Drake to the Winnipeg Jets in a deal Detroit and Winnipeg struck earlier this week. Last night, it was a tough outing for Tim Cheveldae. 8-4, the Jets lose. I spoke to John Paddock about Cheveldae and Drake and what he said to them.
Well, I spoke to Tim and said not to get too discouraged, that we're not done making changes to our hockey team, and we're missing a pretty good defenseman, Teppo Newman, and things are going to get a lot better for him in the near future, and that's starting from now till next year at training camp.
Going into the game against the Leafs, what's your plan of attack?
Well, we had a game last night in coming east. I think that we're going to play a little bit more of a sit back and try and be a little patient game, because for different reasons of pressing, we've been giving up a lot of 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, and especially playing last night, that we want to sit back and wait and play a little bit of a counter game and have our Emersons, Kuchuks, and Jaminoffs try and take advantage of that.
Jets have got to get a lead. They've struggled in that regard. Tim Cheveldae will go in goal this evening against Damian Rhodes for the Leafs. Well, for the Habs Flyers story, let's go to the Forum and Scott Russell.
Ron, 2 letters dominate Montreal's game day apparel, the C and the H, but the D reveals a history of success. Strong defense, the story of the Canadians. The Stanley Cup champs' knack for keeping the puck out of the net is legendary, and this year the Big D is back. It used to be the Big O referred to Montreal's Olympic Stadium. Well, not anymore. Will Lake, Saskatchewan's Lyle Odeline has seen to that. OD, as he's known around here, has tied Doug Harvey's record for 5 assists in a game and scored Montreal's first regular season hat trick by a defenseman in 9 years. The Big O and Big D are big news in Montreal. Jacques Demers, coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Jacques, your defense has been quietly outstanding. None better than Lyle Odeline. What has allowed this unlikely hero to emerge?
Well, he has a lot of character, and he made himself a hockey player. He works awfully hard at practice. He's a student. He listens what the coaches say, and all the credit goes to him. I'm very excited about this young man because at one given time we thought he was a fighter, but now he's shown that he could play hockey, he could play everything. He could play offense, could play defense for us.
Jacques, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Jacques Demers of the Montreal Canadiens. The Philadelphia Flyers are struggling to make the playoffs. They've missed the last 4 years running. Tonight they'll see Ron Tugnut in the Canadiens' net. Patrick Waugh has a little difficulty against the Philadelphia Flyers. No difficulty in the booth. Chris Cuthbert and Dick Irvin have the play-by-play of this critical matchup in the East for the Flyers as Montreal hosts Philadelphia. Now back to Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto and Ron McLean.
Thank you, Scott. Our broadcast story tonight is Bob Cole and Harry Neal in 75 at the Brier. Northern Ontario, Bill Tetley's rink had to beat Bob Cole's Newfoundlanders to win it all, and they did that, but it was a typically great effort for Bob Cole and his Newfoundland entry. How about Mark Noseworthy this week? Would have loved to have seen him get the chance to get into those playoffs. Bob twice to the Brier, twice to the Canadian Mixed. He's with Harry Neal, and with all that great action at Red Deer, we've all got rocks in our heads, but none more so than, hey, you, Don Cherry, look at that.
My eyes. That's what I felt like the other night, I'll tell you.
First time, or the last time you had red eyes was Quebec City last Saturday. How about the Toronto Maple Leafs? Let's start with them. Nobody expected them to beat Dallas and Pittsburgh this week.
Well, a big thing was Barahowski. You know, Barahowski's got that thing that very few guys have got, that he's on the point. There's a guy away, about 2 feet away. He'll hold on to the puck. Very few guys. Mironov and Gill are all good at the point, but he's got something. He has to play regular. Pat knows this, but it's tough getting him in with all the good defensemen. But the kid has got to play. To have that confidence, and I'll tell you, they got a good point guy in him. If they can keep him playing.
Dmitry Mironov and his brother Boris for the Jets really threw his weight around last night against Vancouver.
Well, yeah, but Gino Ojek got thrown out, and a lot of guys were brave when Gino's out of there. Winnipeg's going to come on. Hey, listen, John Paddock, he's making the trades. He's getting rid of a few guys. Don't worry. Going to be tough. It's always tougher for the Western teams to come east.
Well, you'll be on the team if we don't move over, Grapes. But big game tonight for John Paddock's crew is Nelson Emerson. There he is. Waterdown, just in behind us. The distribution of our 2 games tonight. Viewers that want to see Philadelphia and the Canadiens, you're in luck. If you live in that part of the country, a form built in 1929, refurbished in 68. Tonight will feature Odeline against Lindros, and Maple Leaf Gardens, Conn Smythe's Dream of 31 will showcase Gilmore and Kachuk, among others, as the Jets and the Leafs collide on Hockey Night in Canada.
Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by the Molson family of beers, naturally aged and free of preservatives. And by Ford of Canada, where quality is job one, it's working.
Forecast for the weekend in Toronto is clear skies and highs around 6 or 7 degrees right across the nation. You can tell spring is in the air, and that means the Stanley Cup playoffs are just around the corner. 3 games in the NHL this afternoon. We'll quickly show you the scores from those games. New Jersey's now 2nd overall. Hartford ties with Dallas after the trading action this week, and Pittsburgh demolished New York. 4 goals and 8 shots early on made the difference. Now, here's Paul Morris.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow afternoon, Maple Leaf Gardens is pleased to host the University Cup Championship game. Featuring the Guelph Griffins.
Played 30 games in Detroit, and now his new team, the Winnipeg Jets. A rocky start in that first game. 8-4 loss to Vancouver last night. Maybe better things tonight for Cheveldae and the Jets. At the other end, Damian Rhodes. He went into Pittsburgh on Thursday and stopped 36 as the Leafs defeated the Penguins 4-2. This is his 17th game.
Well, Pat Burns looking for his 11th win as a coach in the National League against the Winnipeg Jets. His teams have lost 5 and tied 3.
Winnipeg with Boris Mironov and Ulanov, the defenseman, Shannon, Zemnov, and Izabart, the forward line against Eastwood, Pearson, and Clark for Toronto. McCown and Lefebvre, the starting defenseman. Here's Lefebvre getting it ahead of the line. That's intercepted, and Lefebvre has to stop Izabart from getting it on the net. Leafs play it off the boards and get it out. Zemnov turning it back in, and he just did get away from Lefebvre, who thought he had him lined up. It's dropped back. to the line. And steered down the ice now. Isabard and LePage racing in. Damian Rhodes out of the net. Put it up on the boards for Clark. All the way back deep. Pearson missed the pass. Slides down the ice. He did touch it, so no icing. And the Winnipeg Jets start back. Quintal got it ahead to center ice. The Jets are going to bring it in. Drake trying to go in for a shot. Quintal drives one in, and from a sharp angle, Rhodes had a little problem with that. Quintal shot it off the boards, and Rouse will steer it away for Toronto. Got it down as far as center ice, and the Jets dump it back in. Emerson is number 19 for checking for Winnipeg. Pass stopped near center. Rouse takes it across his own line. It is shot down the ice again, and Cheveldae has to come out to play it. The Winnipeg Jets and the Toronto Maple Leafs. A minute and a half into the first period. Gilmore taking all the ice to move it out. Anderson dropped it back. Gilmore just missed getting a pass to Gwynn. Quintal played it on the left side, and Steen dropped it back into the slot area. The Leafs send two away. It is shot all the way down the ice as Andrechuk wanted to get off. They make changes now. Rossano threw it to center. Marinov of Toronto. To Osborne and Zezel. Up there is Berg. Zezel gets a shot. That is blocked in front of the net. Zezel again. The net is off the moorings. In behind Tim Cheveldae, and they stop the play.
Let's have a look at the lineup for these teams tonight. Here is the six defensemen the Jets are dressing. They've had a tough time getting six they like. And the four lines that Coach John Paddock has decided to use tonight. He uses four lines a lot more than some of the coaches do. Solani and Newman, their best defenseman and their best player out. Gillen, just recently with a separated shoulder, the newest member of the Skaters, Dallas Drake. I really think this guy's going to flourish in Winnipeg. He never could get the ice time on either of the first two lines with the Red Wings. I know Pat Burns paid him a high compliment when he said that he's happy to see him out of Detroit. He was a real feisty, valuable member of the Wings.
Tough line for Winnipeg on there now. Eagles, Domi, and King. Zezel, Berg, and Osborne remain on for Toronto. The Jets move it to center. Wayne McBean dumped it in. Right to Dave Ellisthal. Ellis was cream. Zezel takes it down across center and over the line. Drop it back. Save by Cheveldae on the bullet drive by Berehowski. Pretty good drop pass to the Leaf defenseman. Zezel again. Berg with them. They have to make changes now. They dump it in. 3 minutes into the first period, no score. Leafs with some terrific scoring chances on the last shift. Cheveldae looked very good. So he is not at all rattled after last night. Boys solid right there for Winnipeg. Here's Vanderbilt shooting it from center ice. Cheveldae stepping out with a quick look. And there's going to be a penalty. The Jets are moving up with Cheveldae going to the bench, and the play is called, and look out. You never know how this game will develop now when the goaltender gets nailed like that. Watch it.
Well, really, Don Koharski is calling an interference call, but it was Mironov who was checked into Cheveldae. The Leaf player never touched the goalie. Cheveldae comes out to field the puck, stops it, ready to pass it, and then Mironov is hit by, or Mironov hits Cheveldae. Cheveldae made some excellent stops here. Here's one of the acrobatic stops he makes, and then he loses a stick and has to make another one right here. No stick, and another one with that left foot. Eagles ran right over Dave Ellett. So the Winnipeg Jets are coming out in an inspired physical fashion.
Some pretty good action after 3 minutes and 27 seconds into the first period. We don't have any goals yet. the Leafs have a penalty. There he is, Mark Gregg. Interference to call. And Winnipeg now with the first power play of the hockey game. Rhodes out of the net to stop it for his defenseman Dave Ellett. Down the ice it goes. That is Nelson Emerson behind his own goal. And turning to his left is McBean. He comes to the right side for Tkachuk. Up to center. Keith Tkachuk shot it into the Leafs zone, and Rhodes stepping out. Nearly hit Dave Ellett coming around the net, but he's got away with it. One man back. It's poked up there for Gilmore. He's in there with Andrechuk covered in front of the net. And the Jets try to turn quickly, and they do get it out to center ice, but do not control it. Zamnov plays it back in his own zone. There's McBean. He has to go around the net. The Leafs get a chance to change the penalty killers. No score. Jets on a power play. 1 minute left on it. And they shoot it in. LeFave, the first one back to Zessel. He turns, couldn't get it out. And the play goes on a delayed whistle offside.
Well, young Wayne McBean, who's playing his 20th or 19th game with the Winnipeg Jets after coming over from the Islanders, pinches down the boards. It's a power play, and so it's not a bad idea, but you can't let the puck and the guy get by you on a pinch. Whether you're shorthanded or 5-on-5, the Jets have given up. And there, I'm sure, is Andy Murray telling him, if you pinch, you got to get the puck or the man. You can't go 0 for 2. 15 shorthanded goals against this Jet power play this year.
56 seconds left in this first penalty of the game. Against Mark Gregg of the Maple Leafs, interference. No score. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. Zessel is back on. The Jets control on that face-off near center ice. Quintal decides to shoot it in. Rhodes can't play it. LeFave can. Yzerman is on him. It's passed back by Drake. Again, Drake takes it. Faked his shot. Backs off. Now winds up. And the shot is deflected onto the glass. Quintal put it up high. It's back at the goal. Yzerman turning from the corner. Back to the line. Here's Quintal again. And the shot blocked by Rhodes. And he hangs on to it. Big chest for Damian Rhodes on this power play. His first big stop.
Well, Rhodes makes a pretty easy stop on a hard shot by Mironov, Boris Mironov. I can tell you one thing about Mr. Mironov, the father of Dmitry and Boris. He taught both his boys how to shoot early in their life because they both can fire the puck. But goalies in this league won't let a 58-footer in if they see the whole shot. Rhodes, no exception.
Boris tied into that one from just inside the blue line. He gets it again. Doesn't shoot it this time, and down the ice it goes. Only 15 seconds left in the Winnipeg power play. No score. 10 seconds left in the Leaf penalty now. Quintal is forced back by Gilmore, and that will do it. The Jets do get it up to the line where Gilmore was waiting. Andrechuk stopped it, fell to one knee, got back up, and Gilmore slapped it back. The Leafs are at full strength. Pass to Gilmore. Neat play to Andrechuk. Didn't get everything on it, trying to shoot it in. It does get in deep. Step back, Quintal shoots it back to center. Rouse nearly had it intercepted by Drake. We're at the 6-minute mark of the first. And no score. Shots are 5-2 in favor of the Leafs. I think they had 4 in a row on one flurry. Shovelday was great. The Jets dump it down the ice. This will be waved off. No icing. Maybe they will call it. Yes, they do. It appeared the Leaf player was able to touch it, but they called it icing.
For the last time in a pure white mask, he's got the Detroit logos off it, and before he leaves Toronto, I'm sure he'll have the Jet logos on it. But a rare look at a pure white mask in the National Hockey League. The artist has yet to get it.
Eastwood is going to try to win this face-off for the Maple Leafs to the right. Tim Shovelday can't do it. Dean Kennedy starting the Jets back out. Play broken up at center ice, and Clark took a hit from Eagles.
physical early in this game at Maple Leaf Gardens. And I never know whether it's a good idea, Bob, to take early game runs at Wendell Clark. Because if you want him to get in a nastier mood early, this is one way of doing it.
Clark is at the blue line now. He and King are having a talk, while Kennedy and Berehowski looked as if they might go at it.
Well, here's Clark. He just sees Eagles coming and gets his arm up. And there, as you said, Bob, he was getting Eagles' number on the way to the bench. I don't know whether he even wanted to stick when he came back on the ice. We'll see how the penalties are meted out here. But he took a run right at Eagles. Nothing wrong with that check. And in comes King, and then comes Kennedy.
Two Leafs are in the penalty box. And while Don Koharski meets out these penalties, we're going to visit with Ron McLean.
Dan Halo and Craig Nickel, captains of the combatants for the University Cup. And Dan, don't you be smiling with a griffin on your sweater, but what's a pronghorn?
It's a prairie speed goat.
Craig, congratulations. The guys didn't think you'd say that. Kip, Alberta's home at one of the big towns around Lethbridge. I understand the population is?
8.
Dan, I'll bring you in. Congratulations, both of you. Thrilling victories. Yours was a come from behind. Did you think you had a chance against Western?
Yeah, the guys were pretty confident. Rico and the boys were really excited and really confident going into the final overtime period. So we were pretty sure we could pull it out.
Double OT. Smiley's goal got you in, and then a great win with great forechecking. And your penalty killing, I thought, Craig, was a big part of also a come from behind win. 3-1 to Acadia in the first period. You were down. There must have been a little panic on the bench, but you looked cool.
Yeah, we were a little tense to start the game. You know, this is our first nationals ever, not a lot of experience, but once we settled down, we felt we could play with them, and it worked out to our benefit.
Good luck, fellas, on Gardens Ice tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, Ron, and yes, good luck, boys. 55 up on the board with the extra 2 minutes. That's Berehowski. Eagles and Domi. Miners for roughing. Clark roughing, Berehowski roughing, and Pearson roughing. All at 6:41 of this first period. So it's another power play for the Jets. The Leafs will shoot it down. Right on the net. There's Cheveldae waiting for it. No score in this first period. Emerson dropped one back to the blue line. It's cleared ahead from center ice by Zemnov, and in it goes. The chuck back to the goal into the corner with it. Emerson near the line, and Gilmore is knocked down. And Emerson is going to get a penalty for the Winnipeg Jets. Gilmore nearly broke away, and Emerson just caught him.
The Winnipeg Jets on the power play have a bad case of the pinching disease here. Nelson Emerson moves in to keep the puck in, and Gilmore chips it by him right here, and then gets by him. And Emerson has to hook him, where the Leafs have a 2-on-1. You can't see Anderchuk on the other side of the rink, but he was gone. So the power play lasted 25 seconds, and now they're 4 skaters against 4.
7:06, the time of the penalty to Emerson. Interference is the call. So a minute 35 left in the Berehowski penalty, meaning the Leafs will have a short power play of about 25 seconds when Berehowski is out of the box. No score, first period. That's Andrechuk. Couldn't get the puck down, and near the blue line. Quintal gets ready. Weak shot, though. Big rebound right back to him at the blue line. Just had to push it in behind the net. And Mironov of the Maple Leafs poked it back. Gilmore gets a little skating room to get started. Pumps his way to center. Now over the line, trying to fake the defenseman, and couldn't do it. Ulanov didn't go for it. Quintal out for Winnipeg. To center ice. Dropped it off the boards. Gets it back in front of the net, and a good save by Damian Rhodes. He stayed right with the play and covered the angle and made a fine stop.
The winner of the
Decision to make here, Dave Ellum. This is 4-on-4. He has to stay with Quintal and rely on Gilmore coming over to take Quintal. Ellum let him go, and Quintal had a pretty good chance to score the first goal of this game.
Nobody has scored yet, and we are nearing the 8-minute mark of the first period. 44 seconds left in the Berehowski penalty. at 9. And the Winnipeg penalty, Emerson. Winnipeg winning the draw. The shot doesn't reach the net. Anderson broke his stick. While he's getting a new one, they stall and give it away inside the line. Steen passed it in on the left side for Drake. Hit hard behind the net by Rouse. The Jets are on it. Steen to Drake out front. No shot. And it's Anderson turning from his own zone. Coming out there. Kudashov left it for Rouse. And he lost control of it. And the Jets bring it back out over their own line. Steen forced back in by Anderson. Now up through center. Kennedy. Back to the line. Ulanov. Against Anderson. He beat him. Keeps going. Gets in. Hangs on to it. Now had to give it away. Kudashov is racing back alone. Gilmore hopped on the ice. He's with him now. Gilmore. Back to Kudashov. Hit the side of the net. Up front he comes. Over the net it goes. Dropped down behind. Cheveldae was down. The net. Right in front again. Andrechuk now. Back to the line to Ellett. Drives it in wide. Big rebound. And the Jets are going to bring it out. Quintal gets rid of it. Two teams are at full strength now. Burnley's even strength. Up to center ice. Coming in is Gregg. Got away from the hit, then took a hit. Fired on the boards and out to center ice. They are at full strength now. No score, first period. And we're nearing the halfway mark. Gilmore in with Andrechuk. Andrechuk made a good play to keep it in. Turning. Gregg with the pass and lost it. And the Jets get it out. Kachuk up over the Leaf line. He's being checked by Lefebvre, allowing Rhodes to step out. Played it into the corner. Rhodes took a little bump. Gilmore comes to center ice. Gilmore over the Winnipeg line. Checked off the puck. And Emerson rifle a pass out to center ice. That is Drake trying to bring it in. Waiting for help. Gets it from Kennedy. Kennedy back to him. Drake gets in there. Good play. But he failed to get a shot before Gilmore took it off his stick. Kennedy shot up high. Yzerberg in there with that shot. And the Leafs dump it down the ice. Play call. The stick was high when Berg knocked it down. On a breakaway, but it was called.
The Leaf power play. I want to show you a smart play by Ellett. He knows he can't get it through, so he throws it off the end of the rink, knowing where the puck will bounce. It comes right out in front, and unfortunately for his teammates, nobody could get their stick on it. A good, smart play when he saw there was no room to get the shot through.
9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first period. No score in this hockey game. And the play call, they call that icing.
The linesman got a little confused. Vines did not notice that the back linesman had his hand up, and so he had a long delay in the icing call. He was screened at the blue line and probably couldn't see. They made the right call. They just made it a little later than they usually do. Out of town scores. Let's have a look at them. Guy Carbonneau gets Montreal ahead 1-0. Calgary ahead of San Jose. Titoff is 25th. Bonder and Ridley score for Washington. Fraser for Quebec. Nobody scores in St. Louis. An afternoon game in Hartford. 2-2.
And the face-off to the left of Rhodes. Jets win the draw, and it's slapped in back of the net by Ty Domi. Pearson had his man covered. He got loose and shot it back to the net again. Back there, and he's bumped again before he could touch the puck. Hit that time by Quintal. The Jets bring it in. King got stopped on the blocker of Rhodes. And a penalty coming up. Rhodes got the right arm up and stopped the shot. The puck went flying out the other way. And Pearson took his man out of the play in the goal crease area, and he's going for holding.
Well, Pearson made a good defensive decision, makes a good defensive play, but at the end of all this, he holds the Winnipeg player. Both defensemen trust Pearson. Look at them all over here, and here comes Pearson, who grabs or trips the Winnipeg player after a pretty fat, juicy rebound right there. Eagles, who's made himself fairly well known tonight. Pearson doesn't agree with the penalty, but he won't be the first player that doesn't agree with 2 minutes.
Another power play for Winnipeg. They are 0 for 2 in the game so far. No score, first period. The Jets pass it around. John Paddock said at the top of the show they were going to be patient. They look to be patient now. Here's his shot coming in. Rebound was there, and the puck goes flying over the glass into the crowd as Zamnov and McCown collide in the corner to the left of Rhodes.
Well, this has been a lifetime this season for John Paddock. He said, my team this year has forced me to learn from experience that our team never seems to learn from experience. And he also said, eventually we'll change these guys and get some smarter ones. This is not his team he's coaching. It's Mr. Smith's. It takes a long time to make changes and get better. Here's Lefebvre taking Winnipeg's best player this year out of the play in front of the net.
That's Keith Tkachuk. Mironov of the Jets shoots it in behind the net. He's going to pick it up. Ellis slapped it on the boards, and Zezel will be there to shoot it down the ice. Zezel was dumped as he cleared the puck all the way down the ice. He was hit. Seems to be okay. Back on his feet.
But he did one of those spin-around icings. He got the puck out of the zone, and then just as he got rid of it, he was high stick. And Koharski is giving the Winnipeg Jet player 2 minutes for high sticking. You're going to see Zezel on a turnaround right here, and Nelson Emerson's stick comes up and clips Peter Zezel on the helmet or on the face, and Emerson gets 2, and the power play for the Jets is quickly negated again by an Emerson penalty.
11:52 the time of the high sticking penalty to Nelson Emerson. 1 minute and 28 seconds from now, then Pearson will be out of the box, and the Leafs once more will have a power play. 32 seconds.
Dmitry Mironov, take a good look at those lips. I hope he doesn't get crunched against the glass. He may never get off. He got 37 stitches inside and outside the mouth on Monday night. Did not play Wednesday here or Thursday in Pittsburgh.
Berehowski fell on it long enough to stall the Winnipeg Jets from moving away to the net. Puck bounces in back of the goal. Tkachuk brings it out front, and Damian Rhodes comes up with a big stop off Quintal. 7:40 left in the period. No score. Right now they're 5 aside. Less than a minute remaining in the Leaf penalty. It's Tkachuk fanning on a shot from the line. A high drive by Ulanov rattles off the glass, and Ella drops it back. 40 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. Andrechuk is coming to center. Gilmore up on the play, takes over, cuts back, tried to pull it back from Drake. Now he's caught on the boards by Kennedy. Andrechuk comes over to help him. Andrechuk in the shot away. Chevelday, big save off Andrechuk. He was set up by Gilmore and whipped the shot right away. 23 seconds left in Pearson's penalty.
Well, Doug Gilmore, who for the 11th straight year in the National League, and that's every year he's played, he scores over 20 goals. He drops his stick here, and now he comes to the bench, but he doesn't like McCowan's stick, so he takes it back and gets one of his own. In the relay race, this guy would be just as good as he is in the hockey races. Still can't find the right stick.
He can do many things, but I don't know if taking a stick that curves the opposite way
helps his backhand, but
7 minutes left in the opening period. 20 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. And no score. The Jets bring it out. Boris Marinov is nailed at the blue line, and he is hurt. Clark hit him. And Marinov of the Jets, as you see, still on the ice. John Paddock up in arms.
Well, Wendell Clark cross-checked him right across the arm. And there you can see he's given the chalk mark where it hurts right on the white arm strand. And I don't think Wendell's going to get a penalty here. Dean Kennedy's trying to talk Koharski into giving him one.
Koharski was standing right there as this happened. He did not make a sign that there might be a penalty coming.
Well, I said it might be a mistake to get Clark in a foul mood early in the game. And in a bit of a defense cross-check, he gets Mironov right across the arm, and Bob, we've all had that happen to us, below the shoulder pad and above the elbow pad. So he doesn't know how many fingers he's got in that left hand now. But there we can see he's in a fair amount of pain.
Boris Mironov of the Winnipeg Jets, obviously hurt by that cross-check of Clark. No penalty has been handed out. Pearson will be on the ice in 10 seconds.
4 Skeeters against 4, Bob, has been another bad stat for the Winnipeg Jets. They've scored 6 and had 16 scored against them under these circumstances this season.
Ellett backs up to center ice. Gives it to Dmitry Mironov. Mironov again for Ellett. Now Pearson is on the ice, and the Maple Leafs have the man advantage. No score in this first period. Clark comes through center. He stopped there and then shot it up to Ellett. Ellett played it in on the boards in the corner is Eastwood. Eastwood and Pearson go in to dig it out for Clark. He gets it back to Mironov up Toronto. At the line is Ellett. Flipped one in, it hit a skate. Pearson tried to knock it down. And now Ellett at the blue line again. To Mironov. To Ellett. Ellett fired a low shot in. It was deflected by Eastwood and just missed. Jets penalty is over. They're at full strength. 6 minutes left in the opening period. And still no score. Kim Tal tried to go in on Damian Rhodes. Ellett into the corner to bump Darren Shannon. And it's Clark getting it ahead to Mironov. Back to Clark. Going into the shot. Nice save by Shovelday, kicking out the leg on the short side. Clark takes over again. Around the net. Clark. Right to the goal. They score. Cecil followed the play. And scored the goal for the Maple Leafs. And they lead 1-0.
With Clark on the wraparound, he can't beat Shovelday. But the puck slithers along the goal line behind Shovelday, and the Winnipeg Jets just disregard Zezel as all 3 defenders go for the puck. And Zezel taps about a 4-incher in right here. Wendell does all the work. Zezel gets the goal.
And number 12, Rob Pierce. Time 14:26. Peter Zezel, Wendell Clark, Rob Pierce. Time 14:26.
14:26 makes it 1-0 Toronto. That's number 6 on the season for Peter Zezel. The Leafs are in again. Centering pass through the crease at Osborne back to LaFave. His green shot will end up in the crowd. Clark and Pearson assisting on the Zezel goal. 1-0 Toronto.
Second from the end, he's not quite ready to go. Darren Shannon's coming into play. Boris Mironov. The Winnipeg, when they don't score first, 4-32-4. Toronto's one of the only teams with a winning record when the other team scores the first goal of the game.
We have 5 minutes left in the first period. The Leafs have the first and only goal of the period. Zezel has it. He has the puck now, shooting it across in front of Shovelday. The Leafs all over the Jets right here at this stage of the first period. Played back along the boards. Shannon was checked to the ice, gets back up, and got a pass away to the right side for Eisbart to shoot it in. That'll end up in the crowd. 4:35 left in the period.
Well, Dave Anderchuk, the prolific scorer for the Leafs, is closing in on a record that he'll break sometime before the end of the season. He tied with the Big M, the great Frank Mahovlich. Most goals by a Leaf left winger in a season, 48. He needs 1 to make it 49. He needs 3 points to make it 900 for a career. And he's got a little shiner there as a reward for standing in front of the net, I'm sure.
We don't often talk about this trade that Cliff Fletcher made. Turned out to be one of the best.
What if this Johansson from Sweden turns out to be pretty good? He was the first-round pick that Buffalo sent to Toronto in the Pure deal along with Anderchuk.
Here's Manderville coming in. Rebound! Can't quite get it in behind Cheveldae, but he has it back in the net. Gregg spins around. Out front it comes. Kudashov couldn't quite get a shot away. And the Jets move it up to Emerson. He just backhands it into the right of Damian Rhodes. He's out to play. Drake takes it off the boards. To the corner at the far side, Kachuk. Out to the line. Shot back in deep by Boris Marinov. And Gregg made sure it got to center ice for Toronto. 3:50 left in the period. Toronto leads 1-0. Zezel has the goal. Scored at 14:26 from Clark and Pearson. Held it back, and that'll be an icing call against the Winnipeg Jets with 3:38 left. With Harry Neal in the booth, Ron McLean and Don Cherry along with the Hockey Night in Canada crew for the Jets at the Maple Leafs. And only 3:30 left in the first period. Toronto has the lead 1-0. They've outshot Winnipeg 14-7 so far. Gilmore steals the puck. Up to center ice as Doug Gilmore just rolled it into the Winnipeg zone. The Jets are back quickly. Long pass off Elliot's skate down the ice. Quintel failed to hit his man. The Leafs get it out over the line. It came back in, and that's offside. And again, once more, here's Ron McLean.
Okay, Bob, we just want to help the arbitrator out with that decision. Read the Blues and the Canucks. Brett Hull scores from Shanahan and Peter Stastny. 46th in the year for Hull. Stastny's first point of the year. The Blues are leading the Islanders at home 1-0 in the first.
.302 left in the first here at Maple Leaf Gardens. Toronto has the only goal, scored by Peter Zezel. Fine effort by Clark. Zezel following the play scored. Here's out. Going in. Low shot. And Cheveldae got the stick in front of it. The Leafs still on it. But now it's Winnipeg bringing it back out, and Yzerbark skates across center and in. Yzerbark with Shannon. Dropped it back. Shannon gets a weak shot away. Wide of the net, and Rhodes nearly knocked it in. His own net. He covered up. It came off the boards onto his stick and then hit him. But he held it. And of course, coming up in the first intermission, Coach's Corner with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. And Ford's hometown heroes. Tonight, we feature Wendell Clark's hometown, Kelvington, Saskatchewan.
Dave Allen, I don't know where the Winnipeg defense, when they both peeled off to the outside, and Allen walks in and gets a chance from 21 feet out. Kelvington, Saskatchewan, a population of 1,000. Melrose, Kosher, and Clark, all in the National League. I don't know how many little towns in Western Canada can beat that record.
McBean gets a shot away, and it didn't get too far. Blocked after about 6 feet. Kennedy was hit by Eastwood. Now Eastwood pinned on the boards by Kennedy, and the play called. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the opening period, they had some words. That's about it.
Well, Mike Eastwood has been asked by Pat Burns to play a more consistent game physically and get on the puck. Don't wait for things to happen. Burns seems to be able to get to his players with specifics he wants, and if you come through, you play. If you don't, you sit.
Wayne McBean shoots it in for Winnipeg. Domi is on it quickly. Ty Domi trying to kick it loose. Gets back up, and a little pushing and shoving with Eastwood in behind the play. And Clark takes it. Wrapped it over the line. Eastwood now and Domi go to the boards together. And Domi falls. Eastwood sidestepping him. And a penalty coming up. And the Winnipeg Jets are going to get this penalty. Domi is now coming back to talk to Eastwood. They had quite a few words. And the linesman realized something might develop, so they get in there quickly. There'll be a Winnipeg penalty on that last play. The big elbow up is the call. And while we wait for that penalty to be handed out, here again is Ron.
Right, Bob, more for the arbitrator to ponder. This time it's Jeff Brown drawing an assist on the goal by Peter Nedved as the St. Louis Blues up their lead to 2-0 against Ron Hextall and the Islanders. Al Arbor's called a timeout, and the Isles try to get organized against the stacked Blues at the arena.
Well, you watch this closely. This went in on the boards. Eastwood adjusted, sidestep a check. About here, the penalty is called, but it came from the center ice area, somewhere down there, and look who it is. It's Clark for elbowing. Nothing to do with that play along the boards at all.
Both coaches seem to want to have a Domi against Clark. Now, I'm not Burns, we know, gets the last change, but that matchup we've seen it 4 shifts in a row now.
So Winnipeg with a chance to tie it on this power play. Back to the blue line for the shot. Rattled wide of the net. Emerson takes it. Slipped it ahead. Zamnov is waiting. Put it in at the side of the net. Here's Emerson on the other side. Now Zamnov, and hopped over his stick. 1:30 left in the period. Winnipeg power play. They're 0 for 3 in that department now. Zamnov shot. Tipped in front. Loose puck, and it's not cleared. Emerson knocked it down at the blue line. Once again, and along the boards and back out for Emerson, but he can't reach it. 1:10 left in the period. Emerson, great skater, coming in for Winnipeg. All the way back to the line on with the brakes, and he played it ahead, but right under the stick. Amella. We're in the final minute of the period. The Leafs with the only goal of this first period so far. Zamnov moving up. The shot from the blue line, and Rhodes had the angle on that. Zamnov away from Gilmore. The backhander rebound. Hit the side of the net. Tkachuk takes it again. Flipped the pass out. 40 seconds left of the period. And the Leafs skated out of the zone. It is Andrechuk coming up with Gilmore. Stalls for time and gets it back. He is hit by Tkachuk in the process. 25 seconds left of the period. Winnipeg with the extra man on there on this power play, and they come in again. Drake centered it, and the Leafs were there to pick it up. Gilmore with 15 seconds left of the period. Big move by Gilmore. Decides to come back out. Sends it up the far side, and Rouse looking to Andrechuk and lost it. Now Andrechuk brings it in. 4 seconds left in the period. That'll do it. Near center is Rouse. The horn goes to end period number 1. The shots by Toronto 15 and by Winnipeg 10. The Leafs have the only goal scored by Peter Zazzle. His 6th of the season. Coming up is Don Cherry in the coach's corner. The score after 1. Toronto 1. Winnipeg no score.
Where quality is job one, it's working.
At Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs are leading the Winnipeg Jets 1-0. Wendell Clark of the Maple Leafs is in the penalty box. He'll be there for another 8 seconds as we start the second period. Zazzle has the goal at 14:26 from Clark and Pearson. And the second is underway. And the puck over the glass into the crowd. A little collision inside the blue line. Nothing develops.
The next portion of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC is brought to you by Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, who invite you to discover the Esso Tigers' spirit of service.
There's the scoring play I just mentioned. Zazzle at 14:26. Number 6 of the season for Peter Zazzle. Clark and Pearson.
The Winnipeg Jets, you see, had 10 shots on goal. 6 of them came from their defensemen. Only 4 forwards had a shot, and they only 1 apiece.
And the Leafs win the draw, allowing Wendell Clark now to come out of the penalty box. So they're at full strength again. Zezel in a foot race going in against Daryl Shannon. Shannon beat him to it. Ken Chao back to the net for the Winnipeg Jets. And coming out is Alexei Zemnov. Got as far as the leaf line, and Berg is back in. Berg coming in with a shot. The low shot just missed. Off Shannon's skate to center. He recovered the puck and got it over the line. Zemnov going for the net. The pass goes in there for him. Darren Shannon trying to center it. That's Isabard on the puck. Back to the goal into the corner. Shannon again for Winnipeg. From his knees made the play. Leafs get it out of the zone. Up to center. Zezel on the left for Osborne, who shoots it in, and now Toronto makes changes. Isabard slap one away to center ice. 1-0, Toronto leads. Chevelday will stop this one, allowing Ulanov to take it around the net. Now he gave it away to Gilmore. He didn't see him go in there. Gilmore coming in front. Andrew Chuck was robbed. Andrew Chuck poked at it in the corner. Gilmore seems to know where the puck is going to end up. Nobody saw him. He's all by himself in there to the right of Tim Chevelday, and they threw the puck right into him. But Chevelday made a good stop. Here's Ron McLean.
Well, we go to the Forum in Montreal. The Canadians leading Philadelphia Flyers 1-0 when last we checked. Now it's 2-0 for the Habs, and Dominic Roussel's out. Frederic Chabot is in goal for the Flyers. Matthew Schneider, 17th from Muller and Bellows, makes it a 2-goal cushion for the Canadians against the Flyers. The scores around the NHL as best we can bring you up to speed. Calgary, German Titov got the Flames a lead at 3:37 of the first period. Quebec and Washington are knotted. Ridley's got his 25th for the Capitals. Kamensky is 21st for Quebec. And the Blues, as you know, are off to a great start, but Travis Green has countered. Jamie McLennan's in goal now for the Islanders. 2 goals for Sanderson today. Hartford ties Dallas.
Hextall started that game on for New York and allowed 3 goals. He's out.
The Islanders looked like they were going to make a sincere run for the playoffs with this road trip they've been on to the West. It hasn't looked that way.
Allen shot from the blue line is picked away by Chevelday. Andrechuk is the first man on it. Here's Gilmore, but he's checked behind the goal. Daryl Shannon had him sized up and held him there. Now he tried to clear it out, missed that chance. Anderson fired one at the net. Gilmore was alone in front of the goal. Puck bounces down to him. Gilmore again. Tried to tuck it back to the line, and Emerson intercepted. The Jets get it out. Straight through is Drake. Nearly got right in. Last second he was checked by Rouse. Gilmore coming out, the pass. Out to center ice was intercepted. Drake poked at it. It goes right in there for Rhodes. Damian Rhodes hit Drake with it as he tried to clear it. Andrechuk and Gilmore come out. The pass to Anderson near center. He left it up the line for Rouse to Anderson. Back in for Rouse, and he couldn't reach it. Anderson again to Gilmore. Turning away. Gilmore back to the line. The fade shot is blocked. Hit Kennedy's ankle, and he's lifting a bit. The Jets move it up. Drake shot one off the boards and in. Winnipeg changing. Toronto leads 1-0. Gilmore is still on there. He has Pearson with him now. And it's cleared out by McBean up the center. In on the wing, Romanuk. Dropped it back from Romanuk. Shot. Stopped by Rhodes, and another save by Damian Rhodes. Finally, the goaltender for Toronto finds it and hauls it in. And holds it.
Well, he made 3 pretty good stops at very close range. Romanuk started it all off by blowing outside McCowan to get the initial chance. And Rhodes, at close quarters, made 3 big saves. There is Romanuk beating McCowan to the outside. You can see Steen coming down the middle, gives it back. There's 1 shot. 2 shots before Clark gets him out of the way, and then McCowan recovers to get the second Winnipeg. Bob Rouse, top defensive defenseman on this Leaf team, and he makes a good play on a tricky Dallas Drake to take away the rush.
Face off to the left of Damian Rhodes. Becoming now a little busier. 1-0, Toronto leading from the blue line. This shot, he stopped that with a big rebound, and it was taken by Dmitry Mironov. When goal Pearson. Shoots it in. Shovelday covering on the play. Park went in for checking. The Jets get it up the center to Domi. Couldn't hang on to it. Rouse brings it back in for Toronto. Rouse is checked by Steen. Eastwood left it for Pearson. Pearson covered. And again, Steen was bumped by Clark, but the Jets get the puck out. Domi shoots one in. Chases after it. Rouse is away from him, going around the net. Here's Eastwood. Eastwood shoots it from center ice. The two teams are changing. As Domi took his man out of the play near the Winnipeg blue line. Kennedy's long shot wide of the Leaf net. Eagles up on it, kicked it behind the net. Ellett now trying to knock it loose from King. Ellett falls down. King and Eastwood gets it around his own net. Berehowski hangs on to it long enough and then dumped the high one down the ice. That'll be icing against the Maple Leafs. As we near the 5-minute mark of the second period, we'll check on the score at the Forum. Here again is Ron.
Bob, Montreal Canadiens riding a 7-game home winning streak up 2-0, but Philadelphia's back in it. Mark Recchi gets it to Joseph Baranek, who got off to a great start this year, but had really struggled since Christmas. However, he gets his 24th of the year, and they put Roussel back in the Flyers' net. 2-1 there.
Stanley Cup champions, Harry, seem to be getting some scoring now from the defenseman. Boy, when you can get that to work for you, you have it rounded out.
And not give up any more goals than they're used to, so they're going to be a threat again this spring.
McBean's shot is stopped by Rhodes. The Leafs turn it back in over the line. Gregg trying to catch up to it. Dave Ellett takes it at the blue line. Pass goes in there for Manderville. Poking at it with Shovelday. Manderville, one hand on the stick. Kudashov is in there to dig it out. Kudashov and Gregg. Weak shot in. Shovelday made the stick save. Gregg for Manderville. Manderville fighting in the corner, trying to move it out front of the net. And Dean Kennedy takes over. Manderville was dumped behind the play. And the Jets shoot it down the ice. This is going to be an icing against Winnipeg. 5-12 into the second period, and it remains Toronto 1-0.
Well, one of the most encouraging thing to happen to the Leafs through all their injuries to their defensemen is the development in the last couple of weeks of Drake Berehowski. 3 points in the last 2 games. We all like to see defensemen get points, but I've been more impressed with his improved decision-making without the puck and his improved ability at handling forward, not only on the rush, but in the defensive zone coverage in his own end. Played 2 very strong games, Wednesday here against Dallas and Thursday in Pittsburgh.
Drake against Zessel on this face-off. Leafs win it, get a weak shot on the net. No problem. Tipped out to center ice, and LeFave and McCown are the Leaf defensemen. Osborne and Zessel over on that far side is Berg. Shot blocked by Shovelday. Zessel is sent flying in front of the net, and the Jets bring it back down the ice. Quintal shooting one around the net. And over on the boards. Borsato got it back. This shot is blocked. And Osborne again is up for Berg. Trying to thread it through to him. Nice interception. Allowing Steen to come in, and McCown got a piece of him. 6 minutes into the second period. Ulanov near his own blue line. Romanov played it up across center, and now Steen is in with a shot. Glove save, but it bounced down in front of the ropes. No harm done. The Leafs could cover up in time, and a Winnipeg player injured behind the play. And I think maybe a penalty is coming up against Toronto. Borsato is on the ice and hurt. Return to Maple Leaf Gardens after this message. He is called against Jamie McCown. It was he who had the stick up high. Here it is.
There's the hook, and then Borsato goes down and looked like he might have have lost a tooth, but the penalty was not on the foul against Borsato. It was the other one, and Winnipeg has another power play.
Emerson's shot is off Andrechuk's stick. Now Andrechuk is racing with Emerson. Andrechuk got there in time, and it's played back to the net for Ellen. And he finds the opening easily. 1:45 remaining in that penalty against McCown. It is 1-0 Toronto. First period goal by Peter Zazzle at 14:26. Clark and Pearson assisted on that goal. Doug Gilmore out penalty killing again, but Emerson takes a pass. Coming in over the line. Emerson dropped it out of the slot area. Back to the line for McBean. The other side, now into the corner again. He'll just pass it around on the outside. Zamnov, weak shot, and Rhodes finds it. And from the pileup, the puck underneath, and a face-off coming up in the lead zone.
Well, the Chicago Blackhawks have not had a very enjoyable year, but I think they've taken one step in the right direction when they acquired Gary Suter. These two customers played together for the Wisconsin Badgers, and with Smith being out for the season for Chicago, I think they got more than a good replacement for him. Gary Suter, like Chelios, can play 30-32 minutes a game. And if he can keep himself healthy, he will improve Chicago's playoff hopes and perhaps success in the playoffs.
And those two on a power play together will be dynamite for Chicago. Look at the Chicago score for tonight. Here's a pass right in front of the net, but off the stick of Zamnov. Zamnov again, with Emerson waiting at the blue line. Zamnov moving up. Rolled it over there, and the shot by Mironov, a high one off the shoulder of Rhodes. Mironov again with Drake. He has the puck. Drake flipped it back in the net. Zamnov to Emerson, back into him. Zamnov to the side of the net with that play. Comes back to Zamnov. Shot! Rhodes made the save. The rebound was there, but they cleared it through the crease. Emerson's drive, tipped wide of the net. Winnipeg, pressure on this power play, trying to tie the game. Near the line is Emerson. He's covered, couldn't get a shot by Zazzle. Now tries it, and Rhodes made a good stop on that one. Came through a crowd, and it shot down the ice. Only 10 seconds left in the McCown penalty. Toronto 1, Winnipeg 0. The Jets move up. Kim Tao gets over the line. Trying to feed it in there. He did to Steen, but he couldn't hang on to the pass. Lead penalty over. They're at full strength. It is center to Steen. And again, he couldn't hold it. Up to center is Vanderbilt. He's going far wide. Now centers it, and Kudashov couldn't reach it. Shannon moving up for Winnipeg. Had the stick lifted by the back-checking Kudashov. Vanderbilt again. He'll drop it. Gregg was bumped and couldn't get around the defenseman Shannon. Shannon for Winnipeg. Coming back out. Played it through center ice. Yzerbar brings it over the line. Yzerbar, sharp angle. So around the net he goes. Gets it out. Rhodes covered the angle on that drive by King Tao. And then Yzerbar missed it at the blue line. Fired back in. Rhodes slept at it for Ellen. He was going the other way. Shannon for Winnipeg. Roughed up by Kudashov in the corner. He stays with him. Puck is kicked loose by Kudashov. And Ellen tried to go back. Ran into traffic, so Kudashov turned away from Damian Rhodes. And then Gregg tipped it down the ice. That will be an icing call against Toronto. 10 minutes. Our final from Red Deer, Alberta. Here's a former Jet and one of the top curlers today, Ed Lukowich, the brother of Morris Lukowich. Fast Eddie.
Well, I don't know Ed, but if he was as feisty as Morris, he was a great competitor.
He's a great competitor, all right. Here's Eastwood trying to get in. He was spun around in time and couldn't make a play in front of the net. Back in for King. Tries to get in there, did. And got the shot on the net, and Rhodes made the save. Pearson coming across center for Toronto. Up over the Winnipeg line, then was stalled, and Berehowski was in there, allowing a 2-on-1. Eagles is coming in, and the shot is off the arm of Rose. I'm not sure he knew where it ended up. It did not end up in the net. Went into the corner. It was right. Big 2-on-1 for Winnipeg. Puck drifts out over the blue line into center ice. 9:35 remaining in the second period. Toronto with the only goal of the game that came at 14:26 of the opening period, and it was scored by Peter Zessel. Count's pass comes right back to him. Count poked it a little bit too far for Pearson. Romanuk for Winnipeg, slapping it from center ice. And McCown, doubtful starter tonight. Jamie McCown suffering from the flu. But he's on there, as you see, and playing his usual steady game. This time, Kachuk beats him in with his shot, but he got that one a bit too high. Chuck racing in on that right wing. Now Emerson is after McCown and got it as far as the line. Another high shot. Jets got to start bringing them down. Drake off the boards with it. Passed it back in front. Kachuk is stopped by McCown. And Anderson slipped it out to center ice. 8:30 remaining in the second period. Finn got a pretty good shot from Andrechuk. Ron Finn, the linesman, colliding with big Andrechuk of the Maple Leafs. Gilmore shot one back inside his own line. Toronto 1, Winnipeg no score. Shots are in Winnipeg's favor now. 22-20 for Toronto. And up to center is Gilmore. Takes lots of time to poke it in for the racing Anderson. Anderson is back at the goal and took a rob along the boards and lost the puck. Here's Mironov centering it. Andrechuk all alone. And he hit the top of the net. 2-0 Leafs.
What a shot by Andrechuk. When you get a big goal like the 49th, Bob, put it in the net so it stays there so everybody can see it. And this puck was shot up at a big angle. A great play by Gilmore right here. Mironov a heads-up play to jump past Shannon. And watch this shot. And watch the puck after it goes in. Andrechuk wants everybody to see his 49th and his record-breaking goal. So he sticks it in the net for about 10 seconds.
Gilmore and Mironov assisting on the Andrechuk goal. Winnipeg coming back, and another high shot off the glass. 12:15 the time of Andrechuk's goal, eclipsing the record of the top scoring left winger, Frank Mahovlich.
Resides about 10 feet from the net on the wrong wing, and when you get it there, that puck's in the middle of the rink, and the goaltender not any chance on that.
Dave Andrechuk, 49 goals now for the Maple Leafs, leading 2-0 now this game over Winnipeg. Zessel falling, the puck loose in front of the net, knocked away to the line by Ellett, but not out. Now Zessel with a second chance to move it out, and he does. Up goes Osborne. Over the line, trying to break in there, and Zandov gets back after Osborne was hit just inside the line by Stefan Quintal. Back comes Berg. He allows Ellett to take over. 7 minutes left of the second period. 2-0 Toronto. Dmitry Mironov slipped the long one in there right to Shovelday, and he shot it back out. Up across center, and coming in Romanuk. Off to one side away from Lefebvre, made a good move to get in there, but Lefebvre then caught him. Steen is back in the net. Gets it out. McBean in trying to get a pass in front of the net, but it's Vanderbilt back for Toronto. He's up over the line with a long shot off the boards, and it comes back on his left side. And the puck back to center ice is Vanderbilt. Ran into Romanuk. Shovelday with a save and a long shot. Kudashov is up there. Kudashov to Rouse. Low shot and away wide of the net. Back of the goal is Wayne McBean. And he's put it out to center. There's Steen slipping it in. He called that on the offside, even though the Winnipeg Jet had a pretty good handle on it. That was Borsano who went in. Offside called.
Well, there are a few players who are going to get 50 goals this season. Cam Neely has already reached that mark, and as Don Cherry so eloquently described in Coach's Corner, perhaps we should give consideration to Cam Neely for the Hart Trophy.
I guess so. When you look at his record for the number of games and you look at the Boston record, I think everybody will agree that that's a pleasant surprise for the Boston Bruins management to see their team up there, and you have to look at people like Neely.
I love Neely's comment when he was asked about 50 goals. He said, I was worrying about getting one shift in this year. 50 goals never entered my head until I got 49.
The Leafs are leading 2-0. Boston 3 points ahead of Montreal coming into tonight's action. At 84 points, Harry. Well, 5:40 remaining in the second period. The Leafs are up 2.
Kenny Baumgartner working as Joe Bowen's color man on the fan radio. I'm going to give him a shot for eating on the job. And that's Joe Bowen's young boy. There's the Bomber giving us a wave with his bat arm. And doing the color on the radio for the Jets tonight, Randy Gillen, as Mr. Whitman is busy at the Brier.
And, of course, he'll be busy tomorrow with Don Duguid, Colleen Jones, and the Brier final from Red Deer, Alberta, 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow.
Who's going to win that? You're a curling aficionado. Your second most favorite sport, I believe.
You're better off calling this one tomorrow. BC and Ontario, 2 of the best, no doubt about that. Howard and Folk.
And the big question is, will Dmitry Mironov talk to Wendell Clark tonight after this is the second time Boris has been felled by Clark? Before it was his left arm on a cross-check. This time, it's anyone's guess what happened. Clark gets a penalty anyway. Clark's got the puck coming out of the zone. Mironov stands in. And here it's coming right here.
Number 17, Wendell Clark, for roughing. 14:46.
I'd say roughing.
14:46.
Straight left.
I wonder why Ty Domi didn't do anything about that, though. I mean, Wendell just suckered Mironov. Ty just looked at Wendell.
All right, so Clark is in the penalty box again. The Toronto Maple Leafs are leading the Winnipeg Jets 2-0. A goal in the first. They've added one here in the second. Clark sits out for 2. And the Jets with another power play. They're 0 for 5 in that department tonight. John Paddock, I'm sure, will want that to change, and quickly. Jets with a chance now to get back in the game. They're down 2-0. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the second period. And the shots are dead even, 22 apiece. All right, here's Tkachuk coming up over the Toronto line, getting away from McCown, or does he? McCown catching up to him, but he gets a pass back to the line. The shot off Andrechuk's stick. Gilmore nearly broke away. He was alone and moving, but the puck just behind him. Minute 20 left in this power play for Winnipeg as they shoot it in. Here's Andrechuk. Couldn't get it out, but Lefebvre does. One man back to face Gilmore. He's coming in. Tossed it out in front. Lefebvre was catching up, but Zemnov was in front of him. Tkachuk, the Winnipeg captain. For McBean, he played it back to Zemnov, to Tkachuk. He didn't see it. And it's fired in by Drake. Round the net and off the boards, right out to Zemnov. Ellen in watching Drake. Drake taking his time, trying to roll it back by Zezel, but Zezel stopped it with a skate. Now it gets to the line. McBean's shot didn't get too far. Jets pass it around. Now on the outside, this one not handled cleanly, and the Leafs clear it again. Berg had the pass go behind him. 30 seconds left in the power play, and Emerson is coming in. Emerson turning back, put on the brakes, and then Cecil anticipated the pass back. Here's Berg. Trying to make it a breakaway. He won't do it. Gets in with a shot, but it's way wide of the net. And his stick ends up back at center ice. 10 seconds left in Clark's penalty. Fired in by Quintal. And on the board, Shannon trying to pick it up for Winnipeg. He does. Shannon gets it back. Clark in there to get in on the play. The shot by Marinov was blocked by Damian Rhodes, and he holds it. Chance with Bob Goodenow, Executive Director, the National Hockey League Players Association. You'll find that interesting, so stay tuned. 3 minutes to the end of the second period. Toronto 2, Winnipeg, no score. Long pass gets to center, and here's Greg. He's coming in quickly, and he has to stop. Now gets in closer and then backs off again. Vanderbilt bump behind the net, trying to shake it off. There will be a penalty against the Winnipeg Jets on this mix-up. In behind the Winnipeg net, and the Maple Leafs will get the man advantage now with 2:37 remaining in the second period. This quick update now, and here again is Ron McLean.
Okay, Bob, back at the Forum in Montreal, the Canadiens built a 3-1 lead, but the Philadelphia Flyers rally. First, Mark Recchi got his 36th of the season. Now here's Eric Lindros with the gaping goal. It actually goes off Roddy Brind'Amour, who gets credit for the marker. His 22nd of the year. The Flyers and the Canadiens are now tied at 3 through 2.
Boris Mironov is going to get a penalty right here for the Jets as he throws Manderville into the end of the rink. Boris has had a tough night. He's been nailed a couple of times, and I'm sure the frustration level is as high as you can get it. So the Leafs get a power play with 2:37 to go in the second period.
And they are 0 for 2 in the power play department this evening. But they are up 2-0. The Jets now will be just as happy to get out of this period with that 2-0 deficit. They can ill afford to give the Leafs another one here. Ulanov couldn't move. Anderson got it back to Marinov along the line and coming back to him. Marinov into Anderson. Again, Dmitry Marinov. And Anderson, they just pass it outside, back and forth. Gilmore to him now. And now Allen. Not a great pass, and he couldn't steady the puck for his shot. Gilmore again. Right at the net. Going for the pass. Anderson trying to hit him and got through the crease, and the Jets get it up to center ice. Borsato was moving in, or Eagles rather, and he played it in for Tkachuk. A little bit out of his reach. 1:55 left in the period. Cheveldae out of the net, leaving it behind the goal for Shannon. Marinov knocking one down for Allen. To Marinov, to Allen. And he didn't make the play, but he slapped it ahead. It comes back to him. Allen again. Along the line. Big crowd in front of Cheveldae. But the Jets are covering for him, and they do get it to the line. Not out yet. It is now. With 50 seconds left in the penalty. In for Anderson. Backhand shot. Stopped by Cheveldae, and the Jets relieve the pressure and get it down. Rhodes out. Played it away from Drake. It was given to Drake. He's out front. Running shot. Oh, he just missed. Great chance for Winnipeg and Drake. Big giveaway behind the net. Now it's in front again. Rhodes down on the post. Keep it out. The Leafs a little bit loose in their own zone with the Jets short-handed, nearly scoring. Another chance for him. The speedy Emerson is racing in against McCown. He's in there now. Emerson can't get the shot. Pearson got back and got enough of him. 30 seconds left of the period. Pearson with Clark. Overskates it behind the Winnipeg net. 25 seconds left. Winnipeg with 2 huge chances coming up empty. Tkachuk is in there now. Clark caught him with the help of LeFave. On the boards, it's knocked down with 10 seconds remaining in the period. The Leafs can't get it out. From the line, the shot. Rebound! And it was cleared away from Ty Domi. And the Leafs get it out across the line as the horn goes to end the second period after 2 periods. The shot total is 27-23 in favor of Winnipeg, 17-8 in that period in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. And the tempers flaring at the horn that ended that period.
Pearson and Domi are the main combatants here, although it doesn't look like it's going to develop into very much. Winnipeg Jets played a far superior period here in the second than they did in the first, and we're a little unfortunate that they're not on the scoreboard.
And the Leafs got the only goal of the period, as they did in the first. And coming up, as promised, Bob Goodenough will be along to chat with Ron McLean in after 40 minutes. The score at the end of the second: Toronto 2, Winnipeg nothing.
Toronto Zezel his 6th, Andrechuk his 49th. It's 2-0 Leafs at the end of 2 periods of play at Maple Leaf Gardens versus Winnipeg. The Montreal Canadiens and Philadelphia Flyers have entered the 3rd period at the Forum in Montreal, deadlocked at 3-3. The Olympic Saddledome in Calgary, 1-0 when last we checked. German Titov opened it for Calgary early on. Nice give and go. Gary Roberts to Robert Reichel to Gary Roberts. Irbe has no chance. San Jose just 12 shots on goal in the first 2 periods. So the Calgary defense bolstered by Patrick and Zalapsky having a good night. Calgary leads San Jose 2-0 on home ice for Gary Roberts, his 31st on the year. The Quebec Nordiques have gone in front on Mats Sundin's goal. They lead the Washington Capitals in the 3rd period in Landover. At the arena in St. Louis, the Isles and the Blues are at it again, and here's Vladimir Malakhov scoring the goal that'll put New York on top 4-3. 7th for Malakhov. It was 3-0 Blues. They yanked Hextall, put Jamie McLennan in, and now it's 4-3 for the New York Islanders. So a stroke of genius for Al Arbour, and this happened a couple of weeks ago with Hextall and McLennan against the New York Rangers. It's a formula that succeeds. Sanderson had 2. Ted Drury got an assist. The former Flame picks up a point for Hartford. Sanderson is 35 on the year, I should say. Pittsburgh got 4 goals and 8 shots. Mario Lemieux, 2 goals, 2 assists as they blast the New York Rangers, the top team in the NHL, with Healy in goal. New Jersey is 2nd overall, pending the outcome of the Toronto game tonight. 2-1, they beat Boston, although the Bruins outshot the Devils. Terreri was great. And, of course, Wayne Gretzky chases Gordie Howe later this evening versus Buffalo. Bob?
Thank you, Ron. And yes, we are ready for the 3rd period at the 20-minute mark of period number 2. Koharski handed out a couple of penalties. Domi and Pearson went off for roughing. They're in the box now as we start period number 3. Toronto 2, Winnipeg no score. So then they're 4 aside. In front of the goaltenders to start this period. Gilmore away from Tkachuk. Got it out to Andrechuk. Down the wing, Rouse. And he ran into Boris Mironov of the Winnipeg Jets. Jets give it away at center ice. LeFave back. Now to Rouse. And LeFave again. Finally Gilmore. And Gilmore's pass goes to center harmlessly. Tkachuk will move up over the lead line. Tkachuk didn't see Zemnov come up behind him. Zemnov is now in on the boards and got the puck loose. Hooked away near the blue line, though, and shot back in deep. LeFave taking over for Toronto. Out he comes. From center ice, testing Shovel Day. Zezel and Andrechuk are the goal scorers in this game. Zezel in the first, Andrechuk in the second. And number 49 of the season for Andrechuk. Mironov in for Toronto. Mironov trying to shake loose from Daryl Shannon, who has the puck in front of his own net. Up to the line and near center, and then off to the right wing it goes. And great. Lost it and rolled back off his stick and out. Tall through center again. Emerson, big to pass, hangs on to it. And then it was too late to do anything. Mironov just pinned him. Slow start to this 3rd period. Nearing the 2-minute mark with Ellis rising high over the net. A lot on it, but off the mark. The penalties have been served. Domi and Pearson are out of the box. Steen is coming in. Pass knocked away by McCown. Vanderbilt didn't see Domi through center ice. And it's flipped in by Romanek. Domi going in. He and Vanderbilt are very close. Pass off his stick with center ice. Kudashev coming in with some pretty good speed. The shot missing the net. And the Winnipeg Jets just up at the center ice. Romanek dropped it. Rhodes made a nice stop on that. Here's Steen. That doesn't reach the netminder. It hit McCown. Steen again. Loose puck through the crease. Domi after it in the corner. Left it there, and Kudashev put a high one near the blue line. It's still in. Vanderbilt banged it off the boards. Can't get it by Kennedy. Kennedy bumping with McCown. And Gregg for Toronto. Right in front of his own net. Now poked it away from McCown. It got down to the Winnipeg zone. King turns and brings it back. Just over 3 minutes into the third period. 2-0 Toronto. And both teams very patient at this stage. The Leafs trying to protect that 2-goal lead. Winnipeg trying to attack, but at the same time, they do not want a third scored, so they have to play it close and hope for a break. After the puck in there, Borsano trying to get loose. Checked by Eastwood. On the boards, McCown falling. The puck loose for King. He didn't move it quickly enough, and Eastwood was there. Hooked into the line, but it stopped. Quick shot, booted away by Damian Rhodes. Clark on the move with Pearson. Rolled it in over the Winnipeg blue line, and King takes it near center. Winding up. Just shot it in. They want to make changes. Berehowski doesn't get it out cleanly. Now it's flipped back in by Alexei Zemnov. Berehowski. He just waits for everybody to line up. He sees Gilmore coming, so that was good enough for him. And Gilmore made the pass and hopped over his stick and got out. Gilmore's on the move again. Coming through center ice, shooting it into the Winnipeg zone. 4.5 minutes into the third. Andrechuk pass to Gilmore. Anderson on that line. And the Jets send 4 away after the puck. Up to center is Darren Shannon. Shooting it in and out quickly is Rhodes. Rouse to Andrechuk. Down to Anderson. Takes it in over the line, and Andrechuk gets set. Trying to set it up for Gilmore. Zamnov turns. 5 minutes gone in the third. No damage done for anybody yet. Still 2-0 Toronto. There's a pass right in front, and Rhodes watch that one go off his arm. And over the crossbar. Eisenberg suddenly score! Finally, Zamnov left open to the left of Damian Rhodes. And the Winnipeg Jets get rewarded for their patience and get on the board.
A nice pass from Shannon, 34. Winnipeg gambling. Look how far in Cantel is. And the puck goes to Shannon right here, and he throws it between the legs of Bob Rouse right to Zamnov, who has a tap in. No trouble at all. The Leaf players, Gilmore and Rouse, thought the puck was leaving the zone. And when they turned back around, they weren't in position to stop the pass across.
Number 34, Darren Shannon. And number 22, Paul Eisbart. Time 5:15.
Eisbart and Shannon assisting on the goal for the Winnipeg Jets. Zamnov. 5:15 the time of the goal. 25 of the year for Zamnov. So that makes it Winnipeg 1. The Maple Leafs 2. They got a goal in the first and a goal in the second. And now the Jets have one here in the third. McCown unleashes a shot. Bounced off a skate and went wide of the net. Zazzle on a sharp angle gets it back to McCown. Took the pass in the backhand, so had to just whip it in behind the net. Koharski allowing everything to go by the boards now. Chuck up there for Winnipeg, and Emerson. Loved by Rhodes. He holds on to it. With 13:39 remaining in the third period. This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Defenseman Randy Carlyle, and the guy on the right,
Randy Carlyle,
former Leaf. Closed captioning of tonight's game is sponsored by Household, providing Canadians with a family of financial services.
Randy now the assistant to the general manager, John Paddock of the Winnipeg Jets. Out of the broadcast booth into the fire.
Toronto 2, Winnipeg 1. Jets, Steen getting in front. Can't handle the puck though. And the Leafs shoot at the center ice. Berahowski's stick handled away from a check on the line. And Clark is in there. Clark trying to get to the net. Slides it through the crease. Chevrolet steered it away. And Berahowski is in deep. He's back at the goal with it. Takes a look around and leaves it in the corner. Clark back to the net. Being bothered by Romanek. Holds it on a skate. And the Leafs got it. Greg got the puck out front at the line. Berahowski stopped it. Around the net, Mironov of Winnipeg. And he lifts one down the ice. Berahowski back. The two teams change quickly now. Berahowski slides a pass ahead. Vanderbilt tries to catch up to it and hit the linesman. And prevented Vanderbilt from moving in. King back for Winnipeg and got the puck out of the zone. Shot back in by Borsato. And Rhodes stopped it back of the goal. Here's Pearson. Pearson got it as far as the line. Another whack at it as he falls to the ice. And Vanderbilt through center ice. Vanderbilt. He did not see Mironov come up behind him. Tried to keep going. And a play called. As Kingtown was racing away, Vanderbilt was bumped. And there's a penalty.
About a six-pack of guys get pulled down and decides he's seen enough. And Shannon gets an interference penalty. That's Daryl Shannon trying to help his defense partner out.
So the Leafs leading 2-1 go on the power play again. 0 for 3 in the power play tonight. 12 minutes left in the third period. Toronto wins the draw. Berahowski and McCown are the two defensemen. There's the first shot. That missed the net. Off Anderson. Anderson again. Gilmore had his man tied up. Anderson on the boards. Lost it. The Jets get it right here. Coming down the far side. Eagles can't get a shot. McCown caught him. Berahowski and Gilmore. Gilmore poked it in there for Anderson. Ulanov back to watch him. Here's Gilmore. Turning and centered it right by Andrechuk. Anderson. Back to Berahowski. No shot from him. McCown to Berahowski. Again, no shot. Knifed away by Anderson, and Gilmore couldn't knock it down. And the Jets get it out. That's Rhodes playing it up across the line for Berahowski. Gilmore brings it in. Dropped it back. There was nobody there. And Ellett has to go back inside his own line. We are nearing the halfway mark of the third. Toronto 2, Winnipeg 1. Toronto's power play, led by Ellett. In it goes. Andrechuk takes his man. Ellett waits at the line, and now Mironov shot off his stick. Handled in the glove. Just like shortstop, really. Held onto it, and of course, he's called.
Well, Boris Mironov could possibly have won himself a spot in the Summer Olympics on the team handball team with this move. Closes his hands on it, takes 3 strides.
So he goes there, and we go to Ron McLean.
Right, Bob. Well, with the Shannons and Mironovs, let's check out that team from the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia Flyers have gone ahead of the Montreal Canadiens 4-3. Jeff Finley's first of the year, second of his career from Lindros and Brind'Amour. And the Flyers have a 1-goal lead in the third at the Forum.
Now watch this play. Mironov grabs it, right, left, forward pass to the guy breaking between the goalposts. But it cost him 2 minutes and puts his team in an awful spot here. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Daryl Shannon. Winnipeg, who's outplayed the Leafs for now 20 minutes in the second and 10 in the third, and have been rewarded with only 1 goal, now have to kill a double penalty off to stay alive.
Well, the delay of game penalty certainly closed his hand on the puck, no question about that. Lugged it for a few feet before clearing it. And now the Leafs have a 2-man advantage. They are leading in the game 2-1. So Winnipeg will have Eagles on. Kennedy is going to the bench. It'll be Stefan Quintal along with Eagles and Igor Ulanov. The Leafs, Andrechuk, Gilmore, Clark, Elliott, Mironov. And first move made by Winnipeg was a good one. They won the draw and got it out. Elliott brings it in. Shot it back to the net. Cheveldae trying to rip it away from Clark. Clark gave it to Mironov. Mironov coming in. Here comes Dave Elliott. The shot. Kicked out. Big rebound. Mironov. Here he is again. No shot. Elliott gets another crack at it. In front. Andrechuk, and he missed from the short side. Still a 2-man advantage. Elliott from the line. Gilmore in close. Elliott. Stop. Gilmore. Elliott again. Coming in. Hit the goal post. And it's off the glass. 1 Winnipeg penalty over. The Leafs continue to pressure. Here's Clark back of the net. Looking everywhere. Now moves it to Gilmore. Gilmore has Elliott open at the line. He goes to Mironov. Drilled it. Blocked by Cheveldae. Well, what pressure by the Maple Leafs on the power play, but the Jets are hanging tough.
Cheveldae for the past 3 seasons has won 30 or more games in each of them, and he makes a 30-game stop right here to keep his team alive on a hard shot that he picks off his hand well behind his leg to make the save. Andrechuk, who's trying to get his 50th for the 2nd straight year, pulls one a little to the left as he has Cheveldae at his mercy on an 8-footer. Dave Elliott wires one here that beats Cheveldae from 15 feet, but it went off the post. You can see Koharski saying no goal.
Well, 1:03 left in the second penalty. Boris Mironov is that second penalty. Tim Cheveldae is the man of the hour right now for the Winnipeg Jets. Just a few days ago, he was a Red Wing of Detroit. Lost his first game as a Jet last night against Vancouver. Shining tonight, trying to keep the Jets within striking distance. It is centered. The Jets try to shoot it out, get it as far as the line. Berahowski to Anderson. Take the shot, forced it back off, moves up into the corner. Pearson centered it right to deep space. It's going to be Anderson, I think, will get the goal. He came crashing in front as he was falling, knocked it over the line.
Well, Glenn Anderson, on a lovely little give and go to Pearson, jams it in when he's falling to give the Leafs a 2-goal lead. Here's the give. Coming right up here. And Quintal does not take the goal. And you can see Anderson with the puck in the crease as he's going down, just puts it by. Went off the skate of Ulanov right to Anderson, and as he's falling, he puts it in to make it 3-1.
Number 12, Ralph Pearson, and number 55, Greg Berahowski. Time 10:40.
Anderson extends his point streak. That's 3 goals, 2 assists in the last 3 games.
10:40, the time of the goal by Glenn Anderson. Number 16 on the season. Pearson and Berahowski will get assists on that goal. That makes it Toronto 3, Winnipeg 1. So the Jets move it down deep. Darren Shannon hooked it in behind the Leaf net. It comes back to Kennedy, and his shot stopped by Rhodes. And now he decides to stop the play. Rhodes steady tonight for the Maple Leafs. 8:47 left. following the game tonight on Saturday Report with Paul Hunter, a wrap-up report on a celebration of Northern culture and sport, the Arctic Winter Games. Toronto leads Winnipeg 3-1 with 8:47 remaining in the third period. Winnipeg trying to fight back from the blue line. A shot deflected, and it was just wide. Leafs get it out to center ice. Boris Mironov now flipping it back in off Lefebvre. Right to Rhodes. There comes Zamnov. He fanned on it. Knocked down and knocked away by Damien Rhodes. Back to the net. Lefebvre is his man pinned. Yzerman trying to wrap around. Yzerman with another chance. Forced off to the boards. And Lefebvre of the Maple Leafs ran into Zamnov and sent him flying. Rouse shot one on the boards in the corner. And that gets out. Fired back in by Ulanov. Shannon on the boards for Winnipeg, and he can't find it. Berg is stopped near center ice. The Leafs are changing with 7:50 left in the third period. And the Leafs have their 2-goal lead back. Anderson has scored, and Gilmore is in. Falling, Anderson moved out. His stick was lifted by Romanek. Here's Domi. Played it all the way back, deep in his own zone. Allowing the defenseman Quintal to carry it to center, and he shoots it in. Berehowski hustled back quickly, and then put it up to center ice. Quintal in there again. Berehowski missed it, but Damien Rhodes did not, and he held it.
The Winnipeg Jets have shown a lot of energy tonight, I think. They are a victim of some poor NHL scheduling. They played last night in Winnipeg. I know they started the game a little early, but it was 3 a.m. before they got to the hotel here. We all know it's a 2-hour flight from Winnipeg. You have to land in Hamilton because you're coming in after midnight. You can't land in Toronto. You lose an hour on the way. And I think the NHL should take a little more caution in scheduling night back-to-back games 1,000 miles away, losing a time zone.
While you're looking at the schedule, Harry, we have 3 games for viewers next Saturday. Quebec and Montreal at 8 o'clock Eastern. Ontario and East, we'll see that. Detroit at Winnipeg at 8 Eastern. Manitoba and West with that game. And on Sunday, Calgary here in Toronto at 1:30, the full country. We'll see that one. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third period. Toronto 3, Winnipeg 1. Nelson Emerson passes to center ice. It is shot by Drake deep in the lead zone, and look out, that was flipped by the goaltender over the glass into the crowd. And Koharski has no choice unless it hits somebody on the way out, but it'll be a penalty, I think. 59 seconds remaining in the third, and this is a delay of game. Penalty against Damien Rhodes of the Maple Leafs. He shot it cleanly over the glass. Emerson, quick pass. It's tipped in front, and Rhodes hangs on to it again.
The young captain for the Winnipeg Jets, Keith Tkachuk, boy, he's nearly impossible to move from in front of the net. He gets turned around in that low center of gravity as he bends his legs, and it's hard to move him out of the way. And it's just a question of time before he's going to get a stick on a point shot or turn and snap a rebound in. Watch him on the rest of this power play and how tough a job the Leaf defensemen have with him.
Power play Winnipeg. Lefebvre takes that knee pass on the Winnipeg player, Drake. Didn't see the Leaf defenseman there. He just tried to push it in front of the net. Now the Jets, with 1:38 left on their power play, come to center ice. Zamnov. He shoots it in. Rhodes takes a quick look. He sees 2 Leafs coming back. So the play continues as far as the line. Emerson stopped it to Drake. Drake back to Emerson along the boards. Drake again. Now the pass and the shot. That's off his stick in front of Rhodes. Emerson again keeps it in. Drake didn't see that come over quickly. He was alone in front of the net. Zamnov and Drake. Emerson back into Zamnov. On the outside, a fair margin for the shot. Booted out, the rebound is there. And Rhodes, you never know where it is.
looks up to the heavens and hopes for the whistle. Here it is here. There's Tkachuk. He's impossible to get out of there unless you do this to him. Now there's the puck between his legs into the snow angel. Anderchuk scoops it under him, and he gets the right answer from the heavens.
Toronto Maple Leafs 3, the Winnipeg Jets 1. 5:51 remaining in the third and 52 seconds remaining in the Leaf penalty. Against the goaltender, being served by Mark Osborne. And from the faceoff, it is Zessel of the Maple Leafs who won the draw and cleared the puck. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Emerson taking his time, moving it out. Now he's coming. Weaved away from Berg once. He's in on the left side and tries the backhander right into Rhodes. He stopped that. Jets stay in there. Eisebart nearly got in. Steen is back of the net. Steen being checked. Eisebart again waiting. Trying to find somebody open. Goes back off the boards to Emerson. Now Eisebart near the line. Gave it to Marinov. Boris Marinov didn't handle it cleanly. Had to shoot it into the corner. And the Leafs Berg left it for Zessel. He gets it out. The penalty comes to a close. And Osborne is on the ice again. 4:55 remaining in the third period. Toronto 3, Winnipeg 1. Jets held off by the Leafs penalty killers. Clark watching Drake. Gives him a bit of a rub along the boards behind the net. Moving up on that far side, the Jets trying to keep it in. Few punches thrown back there. Clark going to work. And now they're all piling in. Drake and Clark had started it. And a little bit of a push by Drake was the sign for Clark. And he threw a hard right. And it jumped on Drake and everybody came in.
Well, Wendell Clark really hammered Drake on the first one. And then Wendell Clark was jumped by a Winnipeg player.
Clark tripped on a stick as Ron Finn was trying to keep him back. Ron Finn, I just maybe move back a bit. You never know.
I'll tell you one thing. Wendell really tattooed Drake with one punch as Drake was going down. It was started by a glove-on punch by Dallas Drake. And a Winnipeg man came in as the third man. And it'll be interesting to see not only who it was, but did Koharski make that call?
Well, more penalties with 4:33 remaining in the third. We'll be back. Talking so far.
There it is, right there. And then Wendell, and then away they go. Then a Winnipeg player came in, I don't know who it was. The two main bouters are gone for 5 minutes. There's only 4:33 left. In the third period, the Leafs are ahead 3-1. John Paddock's team has played a pretty good game tonight. They just cannot beat Rhodes.
They outshot Toronto 17-8 in the second period. Rhodes was at his best very early in the game and again in the second period. 4:20 remaining in the third. Toronto leads 3-1. This one goes whistling over the boards at the Winnipeg bench, and the coaches were ducking.
Well, the Jets are out shooting the Leafs 11-6 in this period. So you're looking at a 27-14 shot advantage after the first period. But they haven't been able to bury their good chances. Some poor shooting and some good goaltending is the combination that's cost Winnipeg this game if the Leafs can hang on.
Harry was mentioning Damian Rhodes and his solid goaltending tonight. I'm sure he will be considered for one of the Molson 3 stars, which, of course, are coming up right after the hockey game. 4:05 left in the third. That is an icing call against Winnipeg. Zessel, Andrechuk, and Anderson, the goal scorers for the Maple Leafs. Zemnov with the Winnipeg goal here in the third.
Well, this is the 6th game in 9 nights for the Toronto Maple Leafs, a real tough part of their schedule. They get a little bit of a breather now as they don't play again till Wednesday night when the Vancouver Canucks roll into here. And it'll be a welcome rest for the recovery of some players that are hurt and the rest for some players who've had to play more than their normal amount.
Just over 4 minutes left in regulation time. On the face-off, Berehowski. Shot deflected off the net. Back of the goal is Stefan Quintal. Got it ahead on the left side, and Steen to center with Quintal missing it, and Eastwood is back in there. Eastwood for Toronto, and he can't get around Shannon. Now is bumped in the corner, but there might be a penalty call on the play, and it'll be against Winnipeg. There's the whistle now, and the penalty call, I believe an elbowing call is coming up against the Winnipeg Jets. We'll take a breather and go to Ron McLean.
Wild final minute at the Forum in Montreal. Actually, a minute 16, I believe, to go in the game when the Canadians tie it at 4, Bob. As you can see, Damphousse directs it off the back of the net. Leclerc's stick was around the crossbar in the pocket, then goes off Tippett, and then again off Leclerc's stick when it was low and in legal position. They looked at the replay, decided it's a goal. We'll need another look at that, I'm sure, but 4-4. And with about 30 seconds remaining, the Flyers and Canadians are all even at the Forum.
Quintal gets the elbowing penalty.
Time 16:23.
That's a tough penalty to assess, I think, at this point. Looked like a pretty good check to me. But the Winnipeg Jets can't seem to get a break tonight. They can't score when they get good chances. They are the victims of a penalty here at a terrible time. 3:37 to go.
And the Leafs 1 for 5 on the power play tonight. Here they are again. With time running out for the Winnipeg Jets. And the Leafs, Doug Gilmour back in the goal. Andrechuk was parked in front, but he was checked. Tkachuk gets it out to center ice. 3:15 remaining in the third period. Winnipeg shorthanded. Cheveldae lifting one up on the boards. Andrechuk couldn't move it down. And it's cleared out of the zone by Shannon. Dmitry Marinov slipped a pass back. Ian Shannon bump. Marinov takes the puck and leaves it there in his own zone. Here's Zemnov stealing it. Centered it. What a great play that was. But Shannon couldn't drive it home. Andrechuk back. He's over the line with Anderson. Centered one for Gilmour. He had to circle back for it. Gilmour to Anderson. To Gilmour again, and Zemnov intercepted. 57 seconds remaining in the penalty. And 2:30 in the third period. Elliot's shot is in wide of the net. Vanderbilt, the first one in there. It is back of the goal. Pearson to the line. Pearson again, he missed the Elliott pass. And Ulanov clears the zone. Rhodes fired another one high this time and hit the boards and stayed in the playing area. Elliott takes one off his pads and goes around the net with 2 minutes left. Dave Allen up to center ice. Winds up for the shot. Right in front it comes. Vanderbilt's shot is blocked. McCown will keep it in. Took a swing at it. Zemnov cleared it out. 1:40 remaining, and the penalty about over now. Quintal just getting out of the boxes. Rhodes makes another save. 1:30 remaining. Leafs 3, Winnipeg 1. Turning back is Darren Shannon. Got as far as the Leaf blue line and then lost it. Cheveldae trying to get to the bench with a minute 10 left now in the third period. Eisebart might move it up for him. He gave it away to Berg. Cheveldae backs up again. There's Tim Cheveldae knocking it down behind his own net for McBean. 1 minute left.
Last minute of play in this period.
Lefebvre back inside his own line, and now Osborne up to Berg. Berg's pass to Zezel. Zezel turning back. Centered it. Berg knocked it down at the side of the net. Shovelday had to cover. With 44 seconds remaining in the third period, and the Leafs have a 2-goal lead.
I can't remember a game that the Leaf defense corps were beaten as often wide on the one-on-one, or gave it away as often, or were beaten on defensive zone coverage and got away with it. Damian Rhodes has saved his defense corps. They usually make fewer mistakes than most groups of defensemen in this league. They've had a tough night tonight, but Rhodes has been the difference. Winnipeg Jets would love to get Shovelday out of there, but they can't get the puck into the Leaf zone to do it. Timeout now called by Winnipeg, and they'll attempt to come up with some kind of strategy here to get the goalie out and take a long shot run at the Leafs.
Well, they've had lots of scoring opportunities. Tim Shovelday was beaten in the first period by Zezel, and in the second by Andrechuk. Zemnov scoring here in the third got the Jets back in the game until Anderson scored on a power play for Toronto at 10:40. They've had 40 shots at Damian Rhodes tonight. And the shots in this third are by Winnipeg 13 and by Toronto 8. Philadelphia and Montreal getting ready for overtime at the Forum. And we'll go there. We get an opportunity. We have 40 seconds remaining in this one. So stand by. There goes Shovelday to the bench. Kachuk is in there. He got a weak shot away and Rhodes picked it out. 33 seconds remaining. The Jets trying to get one. And then maybe, who knows, another. It's centered through the crease. And the Leafs are slow in clearing it now to get it to center ice. 20 seconds left. Fired back in. Dmitry Mironov can't move it by Zemnov. His shot. Loose puck. Greg played it out. Vanderbilt has the empty net on the backhand. And he can't hit it. 5 seconds remaining. Mironov shot. That is blocked. It's cleared to the line. And the horn goes to end the hockey game. And the Leafs defeat the Winnipeg Jets 3-1. A goal in each period, allowing Zemnov, the only Winnipeg score in the third, and Damian Rhodes gets a win with 42 shots to handle, 41 saves he made. 31 shots by Toronto. We're now going to the Forum in Montreal.
Toronto Maple Leafs are first 2 points ahead of Detroit on the strength of a 3-1 victory at Maple Leaf Gardens. The other game ending in a tie, and we'll tell the full story in just a moment. The Molson 3 stars of the Gardens. Tim Shovelday bounces back with a great effort after last night. He's the third star. Wendell Clark's the second star, and 42 shots directed at Damian Rhodes. His second straight start is his second straight win. Toronto 3, Winnipeg 1. More on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC in a moment. Montreal Canadiens had won 7 straight at home. They make it 8 straight undefeated. Philadelphia and the Canadiens 4-4, and the Leafs are first over Detroit by a pair on the strength of a victory by a pair.
See, Eric, how good you play in Quebec. You should have gone there. No, I don't think so.
I suspect you're kidding. Eric Lindros was a star for the Flyers, and you touted him heavily in Coach's Corner tonight. He's standing by at the Forum.
He threw like a trooper.
Scott?
Well, Ron, number 88, Eric Lindros played a big role in the Flyers' 4-4 overtime tie with the Montreal Canadiens tonight. 3 assists for Eric Lindros. He has 9 points in his last 2 games, and I asked Eric before the game what his favorite memory of the playoffs on Hockey Night in Canada on CBC was, and that was watching Don Cherry, and Eric told me he'd like to be in the playoffs a lot more this year than watching them on the sidelines.
So he had a good game.
You know, I look at the Winnipeg. We got a little time here.
Yeah, a little time.
I look at Winnipeg, and that's what happens when you're with Winnipeg. You get all those shots, and your second string goaltender comes in and stones you, and that's what's going on. But I think of Mike Smith, $1 million, and he's on a train somewhere from Hong Kong to London.
The Orient Express.
How can it be a train from Hong Kong to London?
Well, I won't explain it to you now. We've already been through how the Soviet Union broke up. That's another story.
Or John Paddock. Keep trucking, John.
Yes, Shovel Day, great to bounce back like that. And poor Winnipeg, 41 times now the opponent scored first. They've only won 4, so the key is for them to get a lead. Brett Hull left the game tonight at the arena, but he's okay. He's back on the ice. But let's show Delgarno's hit anyway, because Ron Caron and Mike Shanahan.
It was interference, but it wasn't a good hit. It was interference. The puck come by after. But it wasn't a knee or anything like that. He's back. It was just a Charlie horse, but it looked pretty tough. There's Stastny helping him off.
Yeah, well, in fact, they're playing together and look great together. Yeah. And Peter has scored. He set up Brett's goal early in the game. And Stastny has just scored a goal to make it 4-4, the Isles and the Blues in that one.
We got a little he said to my brother, my son, he went to him and he says, listen, if I get 2 goals over here, will you mention me on Hockey Night in Canada, Coach's Corner? I couldn't get him on Coach's Corner, but he's playing good, and he's going to be worth $1 million. Do you think he's going to get $1 million next year?
Do you believe that? Everybody says that he'll bail out. Do you think?
I don't think he'll bail out, but he won't get the $1 million. That's Caron playing it pretty smart.
Is Sherry Basson going to be going to Winnipeg? I see.
I was talking to him, and Forsberg, I guess, is going to be back at $2.5 million.
But that's like the Solani thing. They see Calgary. Mike Vernon's second shutout of the year is 8th of his career, and they have an 8-point cushion on the Canucks, who are at Chicago tomorrow.
Well, Sherry gave him a good lecture, I guess, a week ago, and they haven't lost a game since.
Jeff Sanderson scores a pair. The Hartford Whalers tie Dallas, and Mike Modano continues to roll. He's had those fuzzy spells ever since they dropped him off the stretcher.
Remember I said a week ago, I don't know what Mike's doing to those goaltenders down there, jerking them around 4 times. He took them off, and look, it's 6 goals again tonight.
Since Corey Hirsch got back from the Olympics, Healy and Richter seem to be a little off their game.
Not that, it's jerking them in and out doing that stuff.
Oh. And Wayne Gretzky needs 3 to tie Gordy. You can see Druce and Robitaille have scored. Back with more on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC after this.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by the Molson family of beers, naturally aged and free of preservatives. And by Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, who invite you to discover the Esso Tiger's spirit of service.
There again are the final scores this evening at the Forum in Maple Leaf Gardens. Tomorrow it's Rick Folk against Russ Howard. Love Russ Howard, love those Red Deerites, giving it to him too. And good luck to both in the Brier final. Then it's the men's GS from Whistler, BC on CBC. Next Saturday we have 2 games from Winnipeg and Montreal. And then we have a special Sunday matinee at 1:30 featuring Calgary at Toronto. That's the story for now. News next in the East. Thanks for all of us for watching, and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. Tonight's starting lineup for the San Jose Sharks. On defense, number 4, Jason Moore. On defense, number 44, Sean Cronin. At left wing, number 12, Bob Airy. Right wing, number 36, Jeff Hodger.